Hey guys, hey, what's going on? This is Wesley, $1,000,000 Virgin. I got something real special for you briefly. I just finished my workout and I was thinking about something. Like I said, I get a lot of messages every single day via my Snapchat, Facebook messages, and also via email. And the question I got last week was this: Wesley, I'm afraid of rejection. Okay, I'm afraid of the word no. This person was really honest. They broke down a bit in their email and said, Wesley, I just don't want to be rejected. You know, it hurts to hear the word no. And if anybody can relate to this, go ahead and say, you know, Wesley, I do too. You know, I hate that feeling of rejection. I hate when someone rejects me when I have an ideal, when I pitch it, or maybe, you know, you're a woman and you want to approach the guy and you get rejected. Or maybe you're the guy, you want to approach the woman and you get rejected. And rejection, when we experience that, we get this feeling that's kind of painful, right? And we start to feel a little bit insecure. But I want to give you a strategy. This is a Tiger Woods strategy, guys, that I stole from Tiger Woods 2 years ago. And please share and like this video, guys. Why? Because I should be charging for this information. I mean, this is probably the most powerful strategy as it relates to avoiding rejection, to the point that it's possible to practice something and become an expert. Think about this. Tiger Woods was an expert. Michael Jordan was an expert in what he did. He got paid lots of money. People that make millions of dollars, they're expert in the field. It's the reason why they bring in all the income. But it is possible to actually practice something and become an expert without feeling rejected and without all the failure. So please write this down. And if you love Wesley Virgin, like the video. If you don't love Wesley Virgin, don't like the video. It's all good. It's really going to help you. Please bring out a sheet of paper. And I know I'm doing this video early. I know some of you guys are at work. But listen to me closely, okay? And write everything that I give you. And please share this video and save it, because it's going to really help you. If rejection, the word no, someone rejecting you, failure, if that's bothering you, if that's distracting you on your journey to make millions of dollars, because it did for me. But once I used this, I became an expert in what I do. And I've learned how to become an expert in anything and avoid feeling rejected or that pain, dealing with struggle and heartache. Okay? Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. So understand this, okay? Every experience in life, everything, even this video, you're watching this video, right? This is an experience. Your mind doesn't know the difference. Let me say this one more time. I really want you to get this, because not only you have to get this, but you have to master this, okay? But if you master this, you will 100% control your destiny in life. I'm telling you, if you're a guy, you'll get any girl you want. If you are a girl, you'll get any man you want. If you need money, you would get a lot of millions of dollars, I promise you. If you're looking for health, you'll get the health, the body that you want very easily if you perfect this strategy that I learned from Tiger Woods, okay? So, any experience that we feel, the mind doesn't know if it's an actual experience in the physical world or if it's something that you're creating in your mind, okay? Write that down. So, something that I did a couple of years ago, because I was getting rejected. I remember sending emails to people and, you know, trying to link up and do business with them, trying to get affiliates to send to my website, trying to get traffic, trying to get customers to my website, right? Trying to understand how the marketing aspect of the business worked. Basically trying to be successful like you. And remind me to give you a book at the end of this, so you can study that. It's very powerful. But I learned this from Tiger Woods, okay, in one of his biographies. How Tiger Woods got very good at golf was this. It wasn't really practicing every day, even though he did. But he said, majority of his practice was mental. Okay? It's some powerful stuff. I did it. I remember watching this thing 2 years ago on Netflix. If I think of the documentary, I would share it with you. But I do have the book in mind. I'm going to give you that book that you need to read immediately. But he said in the documentary that 90% of his practice was in his mind. So in his mind, during meditation or he just sitting there, he would imagine himself on the green, right? And he would imagine himself swinging the club perfectly. Does it make sense? And then he would imagine himself actually sinking the hole. Okay? Now, this has worked not only in golf, this has worked and with the NBA as well. They do this too. They have a study out there that they had one guy that would practice the free throw shot physically, right? They would shoot the ball, right? And they had another group that didn't practice at all, okay? And they had another group that will only practice in their mind. Which means every single morning they would think about themselves shooting the shot. They would get ready, bouncing the ball. They would see the ball. They would see it come up. They would see the release. And they would visualize that every day. The results were mind-boggling, guys. The people that actually practiced the shot and the folks that visualized it, the results were the same. And the people that didn't practice at all, the results were terrible. So what does this tell us? Okay, so what I started to do was this, I do it today. That any experience that I wanted, right? If I wanted affiliates to send to my website, right? I run an online business right now. I have 8 different companies online, different products. And the key to that business is to get traffic to the website and to get that website to convert customers to sales. So what I would do is I would see me emailing the affiliates and them responding back to me in a way that was profitable for my business. Does that make sense? Guys, does this make sense? I know this may be a little bit esoteric, but I really want you, I used to, and I still do this today in anything I do in my love life. I do this in my spiritual life. I do this with my finances, okay? Anything that I didn't want to experience rejection. Like me, I don't really care about rejection. It's all good. But I know rejection may hurt you in the beginning when you're trying to do something that seemed to be impossible. So instead of, like you might have a business where you have to recruit people into your business. So what you would do is every morning, afternoon, and night, it doesn't matter. You would imagine yourself and imagine people coming into your business, speaking with them in a way that will persuade them to not only come to a meeting, but to sign up in your business, to be happy that they're in your business. And then they would bring more people in your business. You will imagine this, that every day when you go outside that door that you're going to attract, and you will think about the experience. You were creating in advance of the experience that you want. Does that make sense? Because the thing is, guys, the mind doesn't know that this is not a true experience. Does that make sense? So when you create it over and over again in your mind and in the physical world, it happens instantly. So let me see if I can think of another example. Like right now in your life, you're probably getting a lot of struggle, okay, pain, because you're familiar with pain. You're familiar with things not working. You're familiar with the word no, I don't want this. No, this is not good. Criticism. We're very used to it, right? So if the mind is used to the rejection, that's usually what we get when we approach someone new to recruit into our business, when we email someone that we feel that can help us in our business. We're already imagined the rejection because we've already experienced it, not only in the mental world, but in the physical world. So what happens, you're in a loop. So when you get up in the morning, you want to be motivated. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. Right? You scream, right? You're trying to get yourself pumped up. But the problem is you're so conditioned to attract rejection and failure in your life. That's what happens. That's what happens. So any business you start, any love life you get involved with, any person that you want to approach, but you feel anxiety, It's because you've already played that failure and that rejection over and over again. Now that rejection is associated with the pain. Guys, am I going over your head here? Please comment below. I mean, this is probably the most powerful strategy that have helped me to make millions of dollars and be able to approach any situation in life and come out victorious. Okay? Tiger Woods did this. He said this in the video. He said, most people believe that I practice aggressively, but I didn't. I practiced, but the mental practice was more impactful for me. He said every morning before he would go out to the green, he used to, and I'm sure he still does, he used to imagine himself on the green, taking out the iron, swinging it perfectly, and the ball going into the hole perfectly. And he said he used to do that every day, to the point when he had to do it in the physical world, it happened without thinking. The best way I can think of any type of metaphor so I can paint a picture for you, if you're driving a car, when you drive to work, you're not thinking about the turns. You're not thinking about, I need to turn left, what street it is. You do it unconsciously. You have done it many times, right? So your brain has already recorded this to the point you go straight to work while you're on the phone, while you're texting. Does that make sense? While, ladies, you're putting on your makeup, driving to work. Because you've already recorded this process repeatedly. It's the same thing when you are trying to do something on a mental aspect. You can imagine the experience and create it over and over again till one day it happens. That makes sense? And guys, you can always put things below if you need a question, if you need clarity on this, because I want you to really get this. And remember, all these videos are at wesleyvirgin.com, so you get a better understanding of the subconscious mind, what I'm talking about. And remember, I'm going to give you a book that's going to be powerful to practice this. This video is for people that don't like rejection. I don't think anyone does. They don't like the word no. Well, you can practice in your mind. See, the anxiety that you have if you see someone, a millionaire or a girl or a guy or someone you want to approach, but you have anxieties. Like, man, I'm scared. They may say no. Do I look okay? Am I, you know, that's that internal talk. But if you sit down in your house, see, the great thing about mental rehearsal, that's what it's called. Write this down, guys. It's called mental rehearsal. Guys, man, billionaires do this, millionaires do this, I do this. A lot of people do this, guys. Mental rehearsal allows you to create and visualize the experience how you want it to happen. For instance, if I want to talk to a beautiful woman, she's there, and I feel anxiety because maybe I've never talked to a woman of her stature before. So what I would do, I would sit at home and I would visualize myself walking to her, shaking her hand, smiling, talking with her, right? Getting her number, calling her, taking her out on a date. Same thing for women. You're still a guy of your dreams, right? Instead of you approaching that guy, you will visualize him approaching you, saying how beautiful you are, maybe commenting or complimenting you on something. This is in your mind. And the great thing about it, the more senses, and guys, I know I'm getting a little bit some esoteric strategies here. You can always get more information on my site, wesleyvirgin.com. But once you pull the senses, smell, your eye, visual, what are you seeing? What are you smelling? What are you feeling? All right, what are you hearing? During the experience, it's more powerful. Okay, I do this in business all the time. Like right now, my goal is to make $100,000 a day. So I create the experience of how I want that to happen. I've created the experience of me and Oprah having a drink of wine together at her home in Aspen, toasting to our future success, smelling the food that she's cooking. I mean, I'm just being honest with you guys. This is what I do. Even this car, I have a BMW i8, right? It cost me $110,000 for this vehicle here. Another $6,000 for the rims. Another $4,000 for the wrap. Well, I've already imagined this. I imagined myself going to the dealership. I even knew the clothes I was wearing. the person that I would speak to, the check that I would write. I saw it. I swear to God, I created it years ago, and it happened exactly the way that I visualized it. Right? It was no rejection. It was no. I do this with everything. Guys, if this makes sense, say thumbs up or say, Wesley, yes, this makes sense. I get it. If this makes sense, put it below, guys. If this makes sense, share the video and like the video as well. If this makes perfect sense. If not, guys, I can explain it again. Remember, where Tiger Woods, I learned this from Tiger Woods 2 years ago. This is when I was struggling in business, struggling in life. I had anxiety when it comes to certain situations in life. I just felt uncomfortable. And I started to do the mental rehearsal. I will create the experience over and over in my, like I would never do it in the physical world, right? When I was practicing, I was only practicing in my mind. Keyword. I was only practicing in my mind. And the thing is, one day when I went out, I attracted the exact experience that I was practicing in my mind a month ago. I swear to God. I do it all the time. I remember before I launched my last product, it was the Red Smoothie Detox Factor. It's another one of my companies. We do pretty well on that. And I imagine that copy being in the top 5 of ClickBank, which means we're making 100 to 200 sales per day. And before that was released to the public, I would say, I'm going to have all these people. They're going to love it. I'm going to have affiliates contacting me, telling me how amazing the product is, how much money we're making. We're going to take trips. I recorded that, or I rehearsed that in my mind. I created the experience how I wanted it to be. See, most of you already know how you want the experience to be. Does that make sense? If you're in business, well, you want to be able to go out there and get customers, right? You already know what you want. You want customers in your business. You want people paying you hundreds of thousands of dollars every single day so you can do the great things you want to do in life. Well, create the experience in advance and feel it happening using the mental rehearsal process. And like I said, guys, I always give you the book. Go get this book, okay? It talks more in depth, and you can always go to my website at wesleyvirgin.com to help you out as well. Cycle Cybernetics, okay? Write that down. Guys, please write that down. I'm giving you what the 1% of the world do. Understand this. You have maybe 97% of people who are average and poor, and you have 95%, and you have another 5% or another 3% that are rich but unhappy, but you have a 1% that are rich and happy. That makes sense? I don't want you just to be rich. You need to be rich and happy. And once you understand the strategy, because once you start to get successful in business, you need to know how to manage the emotions, right? You have to know how to manage the rejection, the failure. But if you rehearse it in your mind enough, right, whatever you want, whatever, like, let me give you an example. Right now in your business, it might not be going well. Well, sit down in a room, turn everything off, close your eyes, and imagine the experience in advance. That's it. Just imagine this. Just do a mental rehearsal. Close your eyes and think about that thing working out. Think about that deal working out. Think about that business going up. You're making the money. You see customers coming in. Great interviews. Great testimonies. That's it. You have a network marketing business. Same thing. Imagine people coming into your business. How do they look? What are they doing? How many leaders do you have? How many legs do you have? What is the BV? What is the PV in your business? How many recruits are you doing? How much money are you bringing in? How many speaking events are you doing? Right? Just create it. Because remember, like I said yesterday, right? If you don't know what I said yesterday, go watch the video I put on my Facebook and on YouTube, that you get what you think about most of the time. Tiger Woods will think about the shot landing most of the time perfectly. That's the reason why he was the #1 golf player in the world. Okay? Make sense? It's the reason why I am the best marketer in the world, despite what other people say. But I imagine myself being the best marketer in the world, the best motivational speaker in the world, the best Even guys, you can even do this with your health when working out. Say if you're lazy, you don't want to work out. I hate working out, Wesley. I get tired too quickly. Well, imagine yourself going to the gym, feeling amazing that you're